Hi, how are you? It is time for Coffee Talk, 8 o'clock on the dot on a Thursday morning. It is November 11th. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. Coffee Talk, we get together every day about 8 o'clock, give or take a minute or two. We chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully get your day started off right, both in a positive tone and educated about the weather, and not just what's happening now, but perhaps what's happening down the pike. You just never know where this train will go. We've got a lot to talk about today, from our local forecast, of course, to the long-range forecast. We are peaking through Thanksgiving. And then even talking to one of you. Today we're going to announce this week's Coffee Talk drive-through guest. But for now, let's just look outside and see what's doing. There's Disney Springs. Not a bad start to the day. We have had a few showers, these pesky little things passing through the area. The good news is that, you know what, I'm going to have to close that blind. Hold on one second. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I forgot to close the blind. Hold on. I was ill prepared. Okay. I'm still getting used to the way, this office, the light hits it. So, my apologies. All right. Are you ready to go now? All right. There's Disney Springs. We do have some clouds over top. Do have some schmutzies there on the lens. Not bad, though. Let's take a look at our first warning Doppler radar. And there are those little green dots here or there. Let's do this. We'll put it on a lapse and just kind of give you an idea. We'll start in the metro area and points to the south, and then we'll work our way north. Sound like a deal? All right. So here we go. First off, you can see some of those showers kind of working over the beach line out from about Kissimmee to Hunters Creek, just east of Walt Disney's complex, but back over to like Bithlow and Wedgefield, watching some of these showers that lift up toward, there's Waterford Lakes, there's Avalon Park there, getting up to the University of Central Florida. Downtown Orlando may see a few sprinkles, and then up here further to the north, a few showers around Lake Jessup, lifting up into Sanford and Midway, of course, out toward Heathrow, Longwood area, Alaqua, there's Deltona, Lake Helen. Again, just spotty showers. Looks like we actually had some decent little rains around DeLeon Springs and DeLand. That'll continue to lift up to the north, eventually making its way up toward Barberville, Flagler Beach, a couple of showers. But again, nothing strong, nothing severe. And that's kind of like the forecast was yesterday, where we have nothing strong or severe, but we do have the moisture in play. All right. Now, there's this little line of clouds moving in. Think of that as kind of like a prefrontal trough. We have kind of an interesting weather scenario that's playing out. And as is such, as you'd imagine, we're going to watch that moisture moving in. So for today, first off, before we go too deep, it's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to anyone. This is, again, and I know that it's been pointed out before, Memorial Day is to remember those that served and never came home, and to remember those that made the sacrifice. But on Veterans Day, this is a day to be grateful for any of our friends or our family, our neighbors that have served. And just a few that come to mind for me is my dear friend Kevin Johnson, who has joined us on Coffee Talk, both in video chat from the trail and, of course, in chats. My neighbor Charles, my grandfather, who has passed away on my mother's side and on my father's side, both served. And so to any one of you, and I know there are so many veterans in our little community that we have, thank you for your service. And to your families, thank you for your service, because it is just taxing on those that are at home while their spouses, their sons, their daughters, their parents, while their family members, their friends are serving our country. Just from the bottom of my heart, immense gratitude. Truly, truly, truly. You are the greatest part of our country, or those that serve the country. So thank you so much. Forecast today, though, does include showers, okay? Mostly cloudy skies this morning, about a 20% coverage of showers. Little by little by little, we will watch those showers continue. 77, 11 o'clock, 80 degrees by 1 o'clock, and we're going to kind of hang in the lower range of the 80s through the day, but you do notice that those showers will be with us through the day. Okay? It's not going to be the most beautiful. This does not at all look like it's going to be a washout like it was last Friday. But it's not going to be bright, sunny, beautiful, charming. This is not going to be the forecast. This is not going to be the weather picture that you send to your friends up north and say, like, look at us. We're gorgeous. I mean, it's nice, but it's, there are showers. So keep that in mind. All right. All right. Let's talk about the forecast a little more in depth. So we've got a relatively showery setup for now, but the big weather story the next couple of days is going to be that cold front. And little by little, today, tonight, tomorrow, that front is going to be marching through. It will make a big difference looking ahead to the forecast this weekend. A big, big, big difference. Temperatures are going to drop. Humidity, not that it's even that bad, but humidity is going to drop. Let's look at the Muggy meter in Orlando. These are dew point temperatures. These are not actual temperatures. These are dew point temperatures. Okay? Dew point temperatures drop from the mid-60s to the lower 60s. And then from there, look what happens from Saturday into Sunday. It goes down. Cindy, I could not enter the Coffee Talk drive-thru this week. Not sure what happened to the link I had. Love to talk to you. Cindy, we've got to get you registered for next week then. So the address is from here on out going to be wesh.com/coffee talk. But I've already picked somebody for this week. Okay? And we're using a new system, which is kind of neat because it just picks the winner for me. When I say pick winner, it picks. And then if I don't like you, I can click the unpick button. No, I mean, I could. I didn't and won't, but yeah. So, all right. So this weekend, the temperatures are going to be dropping massively. Should I just announce who's going to be our guest this week? Let me talk about temperatures this weekend, and then we can do this, okay? So kind of an interesting little scenario. So we've got Saturday, a couple of showers here or there. Front moves through, and then another front moves through. So we've got kind of like a nice stretch of weather the next couple of days. There's really going to get interesting. So let's just talk about things, okay? Here's a look at Sunday morning's temperatures. Here's a look at Monday morning's temperatures. Yeah. How about that? Huh? How about that? Yeah. We are definitely entering into a nice and cool stretch. Yeah. Cindy says, excellent. I'll have more to talk about after this weekend anyhow. Oh, great. So there you go. So join us next week. Put in your name next week. My brother Frank says, spit it out. Okay, all right. I'm going to spit it out. All right. So after deliberations, after telling our supercomputers, they had to pick the only guest for this week. It shall be known on this, the 11th day of 2021. The Coffee Talk drive-thru guest is Kim Rose. Hi, Kim. How are ya? Kim Rose, ladies and gentlemen. Kim Rose. And Kim's question, by the way, let me find that screen. Participants. Okay, so Kim's question is a good one. I don't mind sharing that because Kim asked it. So, Kim, you're going to know your own question. Kim's question for this week's guest, and Kim, I will be asking you. Kim's question was, what do you think you will be doing with yourself in 10 years? Interesting. So, with that said, let me do this. Design. Let me... Yeah. If you want to ask a question, you can still throw in your question on the link provided, wesh.com/coffee talk. And then we can, of course, do live chat questions for tomorrow. I do have to, so Kim, I'm going to email you and make sure that you are available to chat live. If you are not available, then we can tape it tonight. Yeah. And if all of that fails, then I'll probably just, Brother Frank, I'll probably hit you up if Kim is unavailable at all. Brother Frank, what you don't know is that you're literally my backup. So I know you probably are doing whatever you're doing right now, but if I don't hear from my guest, I'm just telling you right now, Frankie, all those noogies, all those years, you're my backup. So, for what it's worth. I haven't seen Kim in this morning, but it'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun to chat with Kim. Sean is asking, any rain for Daytona tomorrow? All right, well, let's just take a look, and let's just see what's doing, okay? And that's, Kim, that's not an excuse to not show up for Coffee Talk Drive-Thru. You're showing up, Bubba. You're showing up. All right, so what about tomorrow, right? So we do have that frontal boundary. You can see it's already producing a line of nasty weather for Texas and Louisiana. But as it gets to us, the good news is little by little, it will be weakening. So there's that. Bill, are you presenting at the DeLand Sport Expo? Yes, tomorrow. What time is that? Tomorrow I am presenting at the showcase at 1. So yeah, at 1 o'clock tomorrow out in DeLand, I'm going to be talking aviation. And then afterward, we can all sit in armchair fly, hangar talk. All hang out. Lisa, did I say Bubala? Of course I said Bubala. That's what I call Manolfi on like a daily basis. Look at that bow echo, Caroline. Yeah, a lot of wind in there. Yeah, that storm system, it's kind of losing its oomph right now. I mean, it's still nasty out that way. But by the time it gets to us, thankfully, it will be a weaker and weaker scenario. Bill, I'll see you there. Looking forward to it, bud. Shauna says, may bring a light poncho to Rockville. Yeah, so let's take a look at Futurecast through today and through tomorrow, of course, because we've got Rockville out in Daytona. Charles says you can watch planes take off like I am right now. Sir, you've earned it. Thank you for your service. When you get to weather beyond Florida, what will be next Thursday? In line in the Northeast, I think you said it will be somewhat sucky here. I don't really talk much about weather beyond Florida except when we're looking long range, but we can kind of take a gander as best we can. All right, so here's a look at Futurecast. We will set this up for today. Obviously, it's going with some spotty showers. It's not a big problematic day, but there's going to be a little rain here or there. All right, let's just track through time. I don't know if my computer needs a restart. It's a little slow today. Susan says, crotchety old lady here. I have to drive up to Nashville in the days before Thanksgiving, wondering which day in the 3 or 4 before would be the best weather for the trip. Please. Well, we can take a look at the models and see how we're doing. Cindy, good morning to you. Mary Jo says, bravo to every veteran. Indeed, indeed. Today and always, by the way. Charles says, you're welcome. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans and future veterans still serving. Here, my friend. Let me raise my fake coffee, which is my beverage this morning, to that sediment. So there's noon. My friends, a couple of showers, and that's what we've got today. It's not going to be a washout, but it's not going to be that like my plan after coffee talk. I'm going to go put some bummy clothes on, and I'm going to go mow the yard because my neighbors are. It's not bad. Like I'm definitely not the worst street on the worst house on the street. I'm probably nowhere near the worst house on the street. But it doesn't look perfect. It's time. We've had enough rain. So, anyway. All right, let's continue, shall we? All right, so that's lunchtime. Couple of showers. You can see through the afternoon, especially out west of the metro, we're going to get into a few additional showers. And then blah. That fades. Let's go beyond. Here's tomorrow, a few showers. Now, interestingly enough, this model's kind of trying to clear that out a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It's always interesting. Carolyn, is your grass wet? Shouldn't mow if it is. Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. Okay? I'm going to wait for, the sun to come out and kind of continue to dry it out. But, what's the thought process? I've heard people talk about that. What's the thought process? Somebody said to me once, it's not good for your blade. And I'm like, you think a blade going 1,000 revolutions a minute or whatever it is going to be impacted by water? Now, I can't understand grass accumulating on the blade and on the inside. But if we're just talking, what is the problem with that? I'm genuinely curious because I've never looked it up and I know I could Google it. I could Google it, but what's the fun of Googling when you've got, a few hundred of your closest friends to ask? My brother, the smart brother, wink, says it clogs up your lawnmower. Aha. There's a point that it can be too wet and will clog the mower. Okay, all right. So that makes sense. So okay, now that said, is it one of those cases, yeah, okay, I mean, that's fine. Clogs the mower and the grass is heavier, so it lays down. Now, that makes sense. I have an electric mower. I'm not trying to sound like bougie or whatever, but when when we bought the house, was I going to buy a gas mower or an electric mower? They were basically, the same price, and I didn't want to keep gasoline in my garage. So I bought an electric mower. So I have found one nice thing. If I hit like on the side of the house, if it's in a shade, like I wait until the sun heats things up and dries the dew and all that. But, if I go through a zone like on the side of the house where it's a little shaded and there's still dew there and the grass collects on the inside. The cool thing is I don't have gasoline or oil in my mower. So when I'm done, I literally store my mower standing up. It's in the corner of my garage standing up. So it takes like no space. But what's also nice is I can take a paper towel in there and wipe it down while it's standing up. And I don't have to worry about gas or oil or anything spilling out. And what's also nice is I don't have to keep gas or oil at the house. Deal with the fumes, deal with the storage. Yeah. And with solar, it keeps everything running. All I need now is to get an electric car, which is on order. That's my birthday present to myself for next year. Whoops, my bad. Let's see here. Crystal says electric is better. I think so. You don't get as clean a cut on the blades of grass, and damage cause issues with the grass itself. Interesting. I cut my grass yesterday. Yeah, Becca, I'll be doing that today. Yep. Marilyn, we have one of those automatic robots that cleans the carpet, and we get a lot. Robots that cleans the carpet, and we get a lot of accumulation of dirt on the inside of the roll, but they clean the carpet. Okay. Love my electric mower. Anthony says I mowed one time with my grass was wet and it killed my grass. Whoa, interesting. Lisa, don't rub your eyes. Why not? I had makeup on at some point yesterday, and anytime I get makeup on, I will always rub my eyes. I'm a mess about it. Dan, yeah. Listen, I started running numbers, and it's like it is way cheaper to operate that than my Honda Pilot, and the car payment's like the same. So, whoops. Dad's in the room. Good morning, sir. Lisa says, once I start, I can't stop. That's too funny. I get it. All right. So a couple showers today. Model data now, it looks like, I like scratching an itch. Model data now looks like we're going and trending a little drier for your Friday and Saturday. So that's good. But look at next week, y'all. Sunday, OMG weather. Monday, OMG weather. Tuesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy, right? Man, that's looking beautiful. Brenda says, going green, love that you're doing that. I have a Pilot too. I love my Pilot, but you know what? I put like $300 of gas in there a month. So if I can keep the car payment the same, but instead of putting $300 of gas in there, I'm using my solar panels. Whoops, that works for me. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Dan, if I was going to get an EV, it would be a Tesla. Oh, yeah. Indeed. Let's see here. My brother says, good morning, Pop. You're Eric's fallback for tomorrow. No, Frankie, I'm pretty sure I said you first because I feel like you're more of a mystery. Like Dad's dad, but you're a mystery. So no, you're the fallback. You're the fallback. Yeah. Next week looks amazing. Jenny, it does. It does. Kenneth, yeah, I'm not the only one who sings songs. Listen, we're going to have to get my father and my siblings on Coffee Talk at some point. Simply because if you ever met my father, he breaks out in song like an annoying Broadway show. And I say that with both love and making fun of you, Pop. Like you're just Like, you come up with song, and it's like, again with a dang song? Like, he found another song to sing? Oh, well. Sue, how many miles can you go in an electric? It's like 300 and something miles? And you have a full tank every day? You know? Kenneth, I have a Honda Pilot. The Dadmobile. It's the Listen, it's the Dadmobile. It's the cool Dadmobile. It's the minivan without a minivan. You know, like my friends. My friends at work all make fun of me about it because I want to call it a truck, but I know it's not a truck. They know it's not a truck. Oh well. Oh well. Becca, I had a 2004 Pilot. Cried when I had to trade in. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Oh, and congratulations, 29 pounds. That's great. Chrissy, you do the same thing? All right, so maybe we're in good company, all of us. Maybe we're in good company. All right, so shall we talk a little bit about the tropics? We are now just a couple of days away from the end of hurricane season, but there is something out there. It's that same thing. It's that storm system that moved through our area late last week. It's out in the middle of the Atlantic. Winds are at 70. I mean, it's a nasty setup. Possibility of it developing is coming a little lower, but it's like borderline tropical storm / hurricane force winds. If it does develop, it'll be interesting. That would put us into the supplemental list of, again, we've run out of names for this year with Wanda. This would be, what is it? Is it Adriana? Let me hold on a second. Adria. The supplemental, the next name on the list, the supplemental name is Adria. Yes. Bye, Crystal. Be good. Adria. We call it a grocery getter. There you go. Marilyn, I'm glad the spacecraft went up last night. Yeah, because I was out there and I tweeted this, but I just want to share with you the cool thing with having the weather lab is you've got so much equipment on board to track weather. But I grabbed this shot, like I grabbed this video from the lab's camera yesterday, and I just remember I'm sitting out there and I'm like, man, I don't know how this is gonna go, but it cleared out like right on time, like right when it was supposed to. It cleared out, and yeah. That's good. That's good stuff. All right. So that's what's going on in the tropics. Shall we look long range and just kind of see what we've got? Sure. All right. So first and foremost, we've got November 15th and November 17th. Looks like two storm systems. More than likely, one will be stronger than the other. So let's do this before we deep dive into any more long range stuff. Let's do this. Let's do this. Give me a second. North America. Okay. All right, so this is a look at just the raw GFS, and this will give us an idea. I just want to look and see what we're kind of peaking. I just want to see what we're looking at in terms of the model. And I'm going to go back one run. Give me a minute. Let me just get this. The right size. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Hit that. We'll do that. Okay. This will at least give us an idea of what we're looking at, right? All right, so there's the United States. You're not going to be able to see the timestamp. I will be able to see the timestamp. I'm sorry. It's not a professional-made graphic. It's just raw model data. Let me get that set up. I'll get better about setting this up before coffee talk. Don't yell at me. All right, so there's that nice push of cooler air. There's a nice, look at that, a nice little storm system there. What did I say? The 15th? Look at this little storm system here in the Great Lakes, kind of working up into New. Oh, look at that right there. Right there. That is November 15th, my friends. At 4 p.m., a storm system off of the Northeast United States. Northeast storm system. When did we call that? Hold on a second. I promise you I've not looked at the models yet up there for this. November 15th. We put that in 10/26. Before Halloween, we were calling for a storm system in the northeast. There it is, right there. And look, I mean, there's going to be some big chill and some snow falling in some other areas. So there's an interesting feature. And then after that, it's starting to show a storm system around the... So we had marked the 17th, around the 17th, strong front and strong storms, okay, into our area, into the southeast. That is 10 p.m. on the 17th. Kind of see a storm system developing out into Oklahoma. There's the storm system kind of approaching us around the 18th, 19th. But there is a little area of low pressure there around the 18th. So maybe it would be a day later, but that's going to be an interesting feature we'll have to watch. And then that's as far as the 6Z run goes. Let's go to the 0Z. Oh, you don't go out that far, do you? Okay. How far out do you go? 15th, 17th, 18th, 19th. Yeah, so as far out as this view goes is the 21st. But I bet we could go into the regions and it'll probably go further. So let's do the southeast. Precipitation, 1 hour. Interesting. Why are the models not running far enough out? I feel like I've got a setting messed up here. And I'm not going to bore you guys and gals with it. I just don't understand why. I don't understand why. Trying to look at the model data as far out as it'll go. And it only goes out to the 21st. Sunday the 21st. Okay. Well, we'll just go long range then, I suppose. That's okay. That's all right. All right, so let's just do that. So what we've got is the 15th, the northeastern storm system. And then the 17th, we've got a strong front moving into our area. Looks like it may be a little later. It looks like it may be the 18th. Then for Thanksgiving, what we're looking at in the long range at the moment for Thanksgiving is temperatures warming up beforehand, and then basically Thanksgiving, the night into Thanksgiving / Thanksgiving morning, it looks like we may be tracking a storm system moving our direction, and then afterward into Black Friday, that may be clearing out. Let's take a look at the long range stuff, shall we? Let me get this set up. Stop looping. All right, so again, let's just kind of look at this all together. That is the BSR, and again, the BSR, if you're not familiar, if you're new to Coffee Talk, we use long-range forecasting techniques here. It's not just your standard forecast. You don't see that anywhere else. It's just like every other bit of forecasting. It's not a perfect science, but it gives us at least a glimpse into the future. All right. So what are we looking at here? That is valid 12Z on the 20. That's the 15th. All right, so you could see a coastal Virginia area there. That's the 15th. That's that low. This, though, was indicated on October 28th. All right, so, I mean, this is going back before Thanksgiving. There's that coastal low kind of riding up and off the northeastern United States coastline, so that's going to be an impact. And then right there, you can see it kind of around Florida. There's another storm system that we'll have to watch. Now, models are kind of trying to pick up on that. 0Z on the... Yeah. So the 17th into the 18th, that storm system is in our area. And we call that, again, before Halloween. All right. Nice push of cooler air. That's the 20th. So that's also next weekend. So this weekend looks like temperatures are cooling. Then early next week, nice and cool. Then we start to warm late next week. And then it looks like set up late next week into next weekend, temps drop back off and then start. Yeah, so that's a pretty nice pattern. Carolyn's asking, Eric, do you take the maps from the Ocean Prediction Center and overlay the CONUS map over them? Yes. And the CONUS map is yes. As a matter of fact, here, I'll show you. If you just look, yeah, I mean, this is the Ocean Prediction Center. And what we've done is using the teleconnection, we found where the teleconnection is, and that has allowed us to get an idea of where to place the United States. Yeah, so the answer to that is absolutely. Yeah. Kind of neat, isn't it? I think it is, at least. But yeah, the answer is yes. All right, so let's continue through time. So yeah, so it looks like next weekend may even trend cool as well, which is great. But there's a big warm-up. You see that turn to the southwest for the upper level winds? That's the 23rd of November, so that's right before Thanksgiving. That's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Temperatures are warming. Where's this? This is 12Z on this. That's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It looks warm. That's Thanksgiving. Storm system in the area. Yeah, and then turning cold. And what's so interesting is that right there, that 523 low, there's going to be another storm system in our area that Saturday after Thanksgiving. So let's just go back real fast. I want to go back one day. So front through our area, that is Black Friday. Okay, so that is valid 12Z on the 9th. I just want to go to the surface in that same time frame. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. On the 9th. All right, that's 12Z on the 9th. So that is Black Friday. Looks like a front is through. Temperatures are cooling. Okay? But that is Black Friday night. That is Saturday. So Friday night into Saturday, maybe a little impulse of energy moving in. That is 12Z on the 10th. Yeah, that's Saturday. A little storm system moving through. Saturday after Thanksgiving, a storm system moving through. Let's look at the upper. And you can see, so there's the surface low. There's the upper low, that 523 low. So it's going to be getting cold after Thanksgiving, okay? Joanne, we're going to Disney November 22nd, 3rd, and 4th. Shorts or sweatshirts or both. So the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, we're going to be trending warmer. And then by Thanksgiving, it gets colder. Yeah. So that storm system there, that's the surface, area of low pressure. There's the upper level setup, again, turning colder. And then what's so interesting is after that, it gets cold. Look at that dive right there. Look at that dive in the jet stream. That is a big cold. That, when are you? That is Monday, November 29th. That is a frigid setup for us. If that plays out the way it looks, that's cold. That is cold. And then it looks like we're going to start to warm up by December 1st, a warm-up. So those last couple of days, so the weekend after Thanksgiving through the last week of November is going to be, it looks like a big cold blast. It really does. So let me make some modifications to this graphic here. I'm just going to make some abbreviations. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Front Thursday, comma, and then Thanksgiving weekend, cold. All right. Updated our long range forecast just to put in some stuff at the end. Let me share that with you. All I did was I made a subtle change on the last part. So I moved Black Friday up. So we've got November 15th, 16th, 17th. We've got the Northeast storm system. Then we've got our storm system. Thanksgiving, warm Wednesday, it looks like. So building temperatures at the beginning of the week. Cold front coming in on Thanksgiving Day or thereabouts, and then turning cold after. And then that Thanksgiving weekend, it looks cold. Yeah. The models don't go out that far, so I'm not diving into model data. I'm just telling you right now I'm not diving into model data at all. This is strictly based on our long-range forecasting stuff. Yesenia, how cold or warm is November 28th? Think of what we're doing right now as trends. I cannot give you temperatures, but the indicators that we're seeing is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving week is going to be warming, early week. Then, of course, it works out this way. Thanksgiving Day, I'm seeing the signals of a cold front. Whereabouts in the timeline? Is it a wet front? Is it a non-wet front? You know, these are things we're going to have to zero in on. But again, if we just look at the upper level stuff, you know what, let's even go back from upper levels. Let's just go back surface. Give me a few seconds to find this. The 8th. So November 8th. That's Thanksgiving morning on the surface charts. At least that's the way it's playing out. Now, where this gets to be difficult is the fact that you've got a trough still moving in. So it looks like, like a front and then a trough. But just before it, it's like Wednesday night there, storm system, front, into Thursday morning, front moves through, and then through, that's Black Friday, it's cool. It's a nice hit of cooler air. Yeah. So it's really an interesting scenario. But the models don't go out this far. This is something that I listen, I'm a nerd. If you've watched me and on TV or here, you've known for a while. Whoops. Oops, I did it again. I'm a nerd. But the long-range, non-conventional forecasting is something I love to do, and I love to share it with you. So that's what we're looking at, which as soon as I'm done with Coffee Talk, before I go mow, I'm going to take this long-range forecast and I'm going to break it out into an early Thanksgiving forecast. We are now to the point where I'm feeling okay to give a Thanksgiving forecast. Warming early week, front coming in around Thanksgiving Day, and then turning just cold after. It's going to be short-lived, but the signature there is looking cold now. Does it disappoint? Look, Mother Nature's going to do what Mother Nature's going to do. But, I'm showing you the signals that we're getting, and it'll be fun to see how that plays out. All right? Anybody have any questions about the long-range stuff? It could snow all day as long as it doesn't stick. Well, I don't think that we're going to see that playing out, but I feel you. I feel what you're saying. I hear what you're putting out there. I feel you. All right. Let's talk about the 7-day forecast for now. Mittens, we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. Will you share that new forecast with us, please? Of course. I don't have it made yet, but when it's made, we'll share it. All right. So for today, a couple of showers out ahead of our next front. Then for tomorrow, kind of transitioning, waiting for that front. It's a weak one. By Saturday, we'll get another kick of a front. That's when we're going to see the difference. And then a reiterating front. So lots of these little weaker fronts coming together, making for great weather, especially Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. Like, this is a great stretch of weather. Fall in Central Florida may very well be my favorite time of the year on the planet, anywhere in the planet. No, the leaves don't change, but golly, tell me this isn't perfect. Tell me this doesn't just look amazing, right? All right, so there's our 7-day forecast. It is beautiful. Yup. By the way, just a reminder, Kim Rose, I haven't seen you mention anything. Haven't seen you mention anything this morning, but I'll shoot you an email. Kim Rose is scheduled to be our guest. If Kim doesn't work out, Frank Burris Jr., stand by for the call, okay? Just saying. All right, it's 8:40. I got stuff to do. Got to make the Thanksgiving graphic. As soon as I make that graphic, I'll get it out on to the Twitterverse and the Facebookverse. Yeah, and then I'm going to go mow my yard. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. We've got some cool weather coming up. I love it. Bruce, Santa Bruce, you were one off from joining us on the drive-thru this week. It would have been fun to talk to you about the cool air and how it impacts you in your winter job. All right, bye, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out.